Have you ever looked at your savings account and felt, underwhelmed? Like that money isn't really doing anything but just sitting there? You're not alone. Most people think a savings account is enough, but with the way inflation is going, your hard-earned cash is actually losing value every single day. But what if I told you there's a better way? What if you could make your money work for you even while you're sleeping, eating a burrito, or binge watching your favorite show? In this video, I'm breaking down 5 beginner-friendly ways to invest your money and start growing your wealth. No complicated jargon, no Wall Street suits, just straightforward advice to help you take control of your financial future. Let's get started. The stock market might sound intimidating, but it's simpler than you think. Basically, when you buy stock in a company, you're buying a tiny piece of ownership in that company. As the company grows and becomes more profitable, your piece of the pie becomes more valuable too. Think of it like this. Let's say you love pizza, right? And you find this amazing local pizza place that's just starting out. You can tell they're going to be huge, so you decide to invest. You give them some money, and in return, you get a small ownership stake in the pizza place. Now let's say a year later, that pizza place is the hottest spot in town. Everyone's talking about their pepperoni, their lines are out the door, and they're making bank. Because you own a piece of the business, you get to share in that success. Your initial investment is now worth way more than what you put in. That's the power of the stock market. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have thousands of dollars to throw around on random companies. And you know what? You don't need to. There are plenty of beginner-friendly stocks out there that won't break the bank. A few of my favorites: Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola. These are companies that have been around forever. They're household names and they have a proven track record of success. Plus, they're always innovating and coming up with new products that people love. Another great option for beginners is a company called Nvidia. They make graphics processing units or GPUs, which are used in everything from gaming computers to self-driving cars. Trust me, this is a company with a bright future. And finally, you can't go wrong with the classic like Johnson & Johnson. They make all sorts of healthcare products, from band-aids to baby shampoo. They're a solid, reliable company that's been paying dividends for decades. Of course, like any investment, the stock market does come with risks. It's important to do your research, diversify your portfolio, and be prepared for some ups and downs along the way. But over the long term, the stock market has consistently proven to be one of the best ways to grow your wealth. Okay, now let's talk about real estate. One of my all-time favorite ways to build wealth. You know the saying, they're not making any more land? Well, it's true. Real estate is a limited resource, and that scarcity makes it a valuable asset. Now, when most people think of real estate investing, they picture themselves as landlords dealing with leaky faucets and difficult tenants. But the truth is, you don't need to own a physical property to invest in real estate. You can actually invest in real estate through something called REITs, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trusts. REITs are basically companies that own and operate income-producing real estate properties like apartments, shopping malls, and office buildings. When you invest in a REIT, you're buying a share of that company and its real estate portfolio. It's like owning a tiny piece of hundreds of different properties, all without the hassle of being a landlord. But even if you do want to own a physical property, there are tons of ways to make money in real estate. You could buy a rental property and generate passive income every month from rent payments. Or you could buy a property, fix it, fix it up, and then sell it for a profit. That's called flipping. And the best part is you don't need to be a millionaire to get started. There are plenty of affordable ways to invest in real estate, like house hacking, where you live in one unit of a multi-family property and rent out the other units to cover your mortgage. Real estate is a fantastic way to build long-term wealth, generate passive income, and even diversify your portfolio. Just remember, like any investment, it's important to do your due diligence, research the market, and make smart decisions. Chapter 3. Method number 3. ETFs. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Buy the whole darn basket. Alright, let's talk about ETFs, or exchange traded funds. One of the easiest and most diversified ways to invest your money. Remember how we talked about buying individual stocks? Well, ETFs are like buying a pre-built basket of stocks all at once. Think of it like this. Instead of going to the store and buying one apple, one banana, and one orange, you could just buy a fruit salad that already has all of those fruits mixed together. That's what an ETF is. A pre-selected mix of different assets like stocks, bonds, or even real estate. The beauty of ETFs is that they give you instant diversification. Instead of putting all your money into one stock and hoping for the best, you're spreading your risk across dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of different companies. And the best part is ETFs are incredibly easy to buy and sell. You can trade them just like you would trade individual stocks right through your brokerage account. There are tons of different ETFs out there, each with its own unique investment strategy. Some ETFs track specific market index like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100. Others focus on specific sectors like technology, healthcare, or energy. No matter what your investment goals are, there's an ETF out there for you. They're a fantastic way to build a diversified portfolio, reduce your risk, and invest in the market with ease. Chapter 4. Method number 4. High yield savings and bonds, the safe but steady bet. Okay, let's face it, not everyone is comfortable with the volatility of the stock market or real estate, and that's totally okay. If you're looking for a safe and stable way to grow your money, high yield savings accounts and bonds are your new best friends. Now, I know what you're thinking, Graham. Savings accounts, they barely pay anything. And you're right. Traditional savings accounts offered by big banks usually have interest rates that are so low they make a snail look fast. But here's the thing, high yield savings accounts are different. These accounts are offered by online banks and credit unions, and they typically offer much higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts. And then there are bonds. Think of bonds like IOUs issued by governments or corporations. When you buy a bond, you're essentially lending money to the issuer for a set period of time, and in return they pay you a fixed interest rate. Bonds are generally considered to be less risky than stocks, which makes them a good option for conservative investors or those who are nearing retirement. Now, don't expect to get rich quick with high yield savings accounts or bonds. They won't deliver the same kind of returns as the stock market or real estate, but they're a great way to protect your money from inflation, earn a guaranteed return, and sleep soundly at night knowing your money is safe and sound. Chapter 5. Method number 5. Invest in yourself, the ultimate high return asset. Now for the most important investment of all, investing in yourself. That's right, you heard me correctly. You are your own greatest asset, and the more you invest in your personal and professional development, the higher your returns will be throughout your life. Think about it. What's the one thing you always have with you no matter what life throws your way? Your skills, your knowledge, your experience. These are the things that will always be valuable no matter what the stock market is doing or what the real estate market looks like. So, how do you invest in yourself? Well, the possibilities are endless. You could take a course to learn a new skill like coding, graphic design, or digital marketing. You could go back to school and get a degree or certification that will boost your earning potential. You could even start a side hustle and turn your passion into profit. Investing in yourself is all about expanding your horizons, challenging yourself, and becoming the best possible version of you. And the best part is the returns on this investment are limitless. A more fulfilling career, higher income potential, greater confidence, the list goes on and on. So don't underestimate the power of investing in yourself. It's the one investment that will always pay off, no matter what. There you have it, my friend. 5 simple but powerful ways to start growing your money. Remember, investing doesn't have to be complicated or intimidating. With a little bit of knowledge and a willingness to learn, anyone can take control of their finances and build a brighter future. Was this helpful? Then give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with a friend who's ready to grow their money too. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an investing tip. Now get out there and start investing in your future.